Panera Bread locations in sales. Southern Bread Oxford plus 33%. Guys, kudos to you, beating every other location in the Panera brand. 33% up for Oxford. That's a phenomenal result. Southern Bread Olive Branch plus 26%. Boston Bread Plymouth plus 19%. Great job. Our top 3 noodles locations from a sales standpoint. Columbia,
look at us being mentioned for being number 2 in the market in the company.
Plus 18%. Columbia Marketplace plus 15%.
For sales.
And then on the,
that's right, bitches.
Out of all locations, 50 out of 67 Panera locations beat their planned sales in this period. 20 of you with double-digit sales growth. Congratulations, kudos. Really know that doesn't come easy, and it only happens because of everything that you're doing. Every noodles location beat planned sales, 7 of them with double-digit growth. So 7 out of 8 locations, double-digit growth, and everybody.
Be some haters, but we show number 2. Hoes.
Congratulations.
Ho bag.
Result on sales. Profit wins. Top 3 Panera, Boston Bread, Hingham plus 39,000.
Yeah.
Boston Bread, Hyannis plus 27,000. This is profit wins versus plan. And then
why are you dancing on the bird?
Plus 26,000. It's a great job there.
Let me get one more bed over here and look in this house.
Columbia Marketplace plus 18,000 versus plan. South County plus 16,000 versus plan. And then Chesterfield plus 14,000 versus plan. All of the noodles locations beat planned EBITDA for the period. And then 48 out of 67.
That boy threw a grenade at me a while ago.
Planned EBITDA. 16 of them.
That's what killed me.
More than 10,000. Great job. Great results.
I killed him first though.
Thank you for all you're doing to make that happen. I know it's not easy. We do think as we look forward, that's going to get tempered a little bit because we know staffing is more challenging. Wage, we know.
They didn't, they're all like, don't, talking about if you give 50 cents to everybody in the region, then it's going to be a $2 million loss for us.
Yes.
And?
Thank you, Simeon. Well presented. You know, it really blew
50, say if we gave everybody 50-cent raise,
and, you know, a lot of the results
it would be a loss.
Because of your response to headwinds and what we call an emergency situation in some cafes. Just think what this will be like when we can really collectively start driving results by driving
giving anybody money.
Position to do that. It just really makes you think about what is really there for us as a brand, as a company on the other side of some of the headwinds that we're facing. It's really amazing and touching to see just how committed you guys are to results. So thank you very much. A couple things I got out of just a few of the shares thus far.
It's supposed to be sharing on this GM call, and it's 10 minutes left for us GMs to share.
A lot of times, you know, how we show
stupid
up
fuckers.
may not actually
they do this shit every time.
Maybe that we get misread because of how we show up. We had a Chicago call with our GMs about a week ago, and Steve O from St. Charles, I thought really articulated well how he catches himself regularly. You know, just kind of he has to do like a little check for himself and make sure that he's being powerful and being encouraging others and really not being misread because of the way things occur, you know, sometimes. So that was really great. And then John, this whole idea about being competitive and
that's my hand.
We're in. Again, it just really makes you wonder, makes you really see what's possible for us as we move forward here. But I did want to get to really this idea of development because we started the meeting with this very powerful
I'm gonna leave this phone call.
About how we develop our people. We're committed to training and development and working with one another. So we had requested that a few of you or any of you had shares about maybe stories, things that are happening, things that have occurred, maybe cafes or people in your world, in your restaurants.
We want to hear from y'all. You only have 10 minutes to do it, though.
Distinction. So I'm going to shut up and start taking, please raise your hands, but I really do want to hear from a few of you. I'm going to ask the Chicago guys, if you don't mind, we're going to, towards the end, I want to have the team that's in part of the SuperPal initiative. We want to hear from each of you just about what your roles are in that, because it really does fit well. But I'd like to open this up to the other GMs, and then I'll tee up the Super Pal guys at the end here. Any shares? Hands.
Who gonna have shares with 10 minutes left? Shit, and get off this junk.
Okay, I will call on a couple that I already knew about. I see Michelle looking right at me from Aurora Kirk. You had a story you wanted to tell about an experience in Texas, I believe. Is that right?
Yeah. So I just came back from Texas yesterday. Actually, I got in, and I had gone. My aunt lives there, and she was like, "There's a brand new Panera. You have to go check it out." So we went for lunch, and it's in front of a very nice mall. It's a very big cafe. It's all
Big
new.
pot over there.
The newer stuff where it's all behind the glass and stuff like that. So it was nice that we ordered our food, and then we went to sit down, and of course I'm watching everything.
Oh, don't get out of there, Fireflies.
There's an associate who's walking around, no name tag, no apron. I just noticed he had a hat on. I'm assuming was a dining room associate. So a good 5 or 6 tables just near us, completely filled with dishes and dirty. Their bin where all the dirty dishes go was overflowing.
You stay in there
and
if you want to,
he walked around
partner.
a couple of times, just kept passing it by.
Get your ass
And then
lit
a
up.
manager came out and walked past the tables and past the garbage, and then told the associate, hey, I need some of those dishes.
Got them
we're running
feet.
out of spoons. So the
Got them
associate went over
feet.
and grabbed them, and then took them to the back somewhere, and then I see him come out and
shooting at the
pushing the
top and
garbage
you
down
shooting
into
at the
the
side.
garbage
It's gonna
can,
be at them both.
and I don't see him wash
Girl.
his hands. And I'm kind of freaking out in my chair for a second. And then the manager comes walking by again, and he kind of comes to do a table touch. And he's like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "Do you want the
That's my
truth?"
sweaty one right here.
And he's like,
Ready.
"What?" And I was like, "You want me to tell you the truth, or you want me to just tell you it's great?" And he's like, "No, I want the truth." I said, "Okay, well, let me tell you. To start off with, I work for Panera, just out of the Chicago market." And he's like, "Oh, that's great." And I was like, "So your associate has no name
Hallelujah.
tag,
He was there. No, they was
no
mad.
apron, hasn't washed his hand, and I've seen him touch the garbage. He brought me my food.
They fighting over
And I'm
here.
kind of not really wanting to
I'm
eat.
going at it.
And he's like, "Well, I'm just a
I'm
manager."
going to the right here.
And I kind of looked at him funny, and I was like,
Stupid.
"Okay, but you walked by the dirty table."
Somebody over there.
And then he's like, "Oh, well, I mean, our GM is here too." And I was like, "Okay, that doesn't."
I threw fires
I
on him.
was trying to let him know that this is what I'm seeing, and he kind of wasn't really receiving it very well, and wasn't really doing a whole lot. And so he's like, "Well, I mean, I can go get him." And I was like, "No, it's okay. I think we're gonna go. Like, we're not really
Stupid.
here anyway." But it was the idea that, I tried to reach out and coach him a little bit and let him know, "Hey, this is what I'm seeing from somebody who
I
works
need me
in
some more
Panera." And
Fireflies.
he didn't take it very well. He just kind of, and he walked away again without the tables being cleared. So, me, the person I wanted to clean the tables, but my
I got one.
was like, "Let's just go." So yeah, so that was my experience. It was kind of, and it's a new
People over here
store,
behind us fighting.
It's beautiful inside. It was just, and it was only 2:30 in the afternoon, so it was kind of a
He ain't got but
dull
one
time for them.
shot and he did.
I guess we see it different when we sit in a restaurant too. So yeah, that's where I was. I was trying to give a little feedback to coach him along. It didn't work so well.
Got him.
It's a great share, Michelle, and very, obviously this was.
I need to play smart right here. There ain't but 4 people left.
Growth, and working together, learning from one another. So yeah, it's a good share.
Oh, we gotta go. Don't get
It
stuck
does
in the
speak
fire.
to,
Come on,
really
please.
a lot of how just, again, we may perceive, people are perceived maybe who we are. Maybe that.
I gotta reload.
Very rough
Reload
shift,
everything.
and,
Oh,
you came
right here in
on the
front of
tail
us.
end it. It could have been the last thing they wanted to hear. There's all these things that go into this. So I would say, but it is
There's
a great
some players.
share, very relevant. to
He hit
what
me
we're
with the
talking
little
about. Thank you.
automatic sniper jump. I hit him
also
back
have,
though.
Looks like we have Martha and someone from Noodle Shiloh.
Amy. That would be Amy.
Car coming up on
Who
us.
wants to go first? Amy, you want to go? We'll get Martha next, and then Carlos.
Yeah. So I heard something on the radio today that is very pertinent to this. It was talking about
They right in front of
the
us.
unemployment rates and different things going on in the United States right now.
Just stay to the outside.
And they were saying, I don't know who it is, but somebody is trying to figure
There
out
you go.
why are people leaving their
That-
jobs
ooh,
right now. And
shoot
they were
their
talking
ass down.
specifically about the month of August and September, and the rate of
They
people
shot 'em
leaving
down.
their jobs was insanely high, and higher than it's ever been before ever. And they were trying to figure out why. And two
Take the high ground over here.
speculations this group had about it were, one,
Yeah,
that
stay right
people
here.
are
Come in
maybe
here.
still a little bit afraid to come back to work. with the health scare of the Delta variant and all that stuff. But then the other main reason
Nah, I only
that
lost
they've
like 8 health.
speculated so far has been that they
I'm
are
straight.
afraid of,
I want to get
or
like
they're
some
not afraid,
more.
they're not
You
feeling
need a mini?
like what they're doing is important, or that nobody really cares about what they're doing. They don't really care about what they're doing. So
It's only 2 people
it's
left.
something I just heard this
I'm
morning.
gonna start
like I said,
that so we know where
something
they
I'm
at.
thinking about, but I just wanted to share that a little bit, and then also
Some splashes right here.
with
Come here.
the training and development, that type of thing. I have done a lot of interviews
I
recently
got 2
as well.
people watch.
And I
Wanna
just hired a
see this
manager who was a
stuff?
manager at Taco Bell before, and what she said is similar to what I hear a lot of times. People will
You see them over there on the
so
hill?
long, and
They
she was
over
there
there.
for 7 years, and
Come right
they
here.
don't feel like their managers
For
care
a minute.
about their growth. They don't want to share their knowledge, and I think that's something huge that we miss a lot. Is as the manager understanding that
I'm gonna get off this
nobody's
damn
reading
thing.
your mind, and nobody can. They can't do your job.
Sorry, we gone. Alright. So we're gonna have to fight them as we go in, because they're gonna have the high ground. So try to slip around. Let's go into that little base right there. Oh, you do? See if we can get over here.
You steady going. Push to be in. It's a perfect push to be in.
You can't stay in there though. There's plenty of shit in here if you can find it. Big pot right here, minis.
Still gotta come up out of this.
Oh shit. I'm fucking stuck in here. There he is right there. Stupid. He's not. I knocked his friend. Killed him. Bitch. I threw a motherfucking mini at him. Don't get killed. Perry, don't get killed.
I'm down below.
I'm gonna get up there. I told you don't get killed.
I feel right into his box. He right there. He jumping back up. He boxing up right here. He's right in. He back trying to shoot me.
Come on, Cleta. Bitch! Get off me! Woo!
Don't have a good day.
I'm sure. Have a great day.
In the lobby. Boy.
I feel like for some reason I fell down in his box and I couldn't shoot before he just shot me.
That boy tried to come out rushing me.